Spain is experiencing its most severe flooding disaster in decades, with at least 95 lives lost and many more people unaccounted for, following intense rainfall that deluged the eastern province of Valencia and surrounding areas. On Tuesday, torrential rain unleashed flash floods that tore through bridges and buildings, forcing people to seek refuge on rooftops or cling to trees for safety. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has announced a 3-day period of national mourning as the extreme weather persists, limiting some rescue operations. Officials warn that the death toll may continue to rise, with many people still missing, according to the government. In Valencia, at least 92 fatalities were recorded, with 2 additional deaths in Castilla-La Mancha to the west and 1 in Malaga. A 71-year-old British man who passed away in the hospital after being rescued from his home. This flooding marks the deadliest in Spain since 1973, when the nation suffered its worst ever floods in the southeast, with an estimated 150 lives lost. In a national address on Wednesday, Prime Minister Sanchez urged citizens to stay alert and pledge a full recovery, telling those affected, "The whole of Spain weeps with you. We won't abandon you." One of the first towns impacted near Valencia, Chiva, reported a year's worth of rain in only 8 hours on Tuesday, according to the National Weather Agency, EMET. As the Spanish Army and emergency crews scrambled to carry out rescues on Wednesday morning, hoisting people to safety from balconies and car rooftops, survivors in Valencia recalled the terrifying floods of Tuesday night. Sudden surges transformed streets and roads into rivers, catching numerous motorists off guard. Guillermo, 21, from Paiporta near Valencia, described how water rushed down a highway like a tsunami, forcing him and his parents to abandon their car and seek refuge on a bridge to survive. Another witness described a moment when drivers on the motorway saw a torrent of water rushing toward them and quickly formed a human chain to escape along a raised central reservation. Thank goodness no one slipped, because if anyone had fallen, the current would have dragged them away, Patricia Rodriguez, 45, told El País newspaper. A resident of La Torre shared with the BBC that some of his friends had lost their homes, and on Tuesday night, he saw cars floating in the water and watched as the tides broke through some walls. Meanwhile, the mayor of Horno de Alcedo, a town just outside Valencia, told the reporters about how water levels surged by over a meter in mere minutes. The currents were so quick, and we called the emergency services, who began rescuing people who had water up to their necks, Consuelo Tarazon said. Widespread accusations are surfacing across Spain, claiming that disaster relief authorities acted too slowly in issuing warnings, leaving many people unable to leave roads or seek higher ground. The Civil Protection Agency, responsible for response during national disasters, did not issue an alert until 2015 on Tuesday evening local time, by which point Chiva and several other towns had already been under floodwater for at least 2 hours. Valencia's regional government has also faced pressure to defend its recent decision to disband the Valencia Emergency Unit, which had been established by the previous administration to address natural disasters like flooding and wildfires. Spain deployed over 1,000 troops to assist in rescue efforts on Wednesday, though many teams remain isolated from towns due to flooded roads and disrupted communication and power lines. European Union chief Ursula von der Leyen stated that the Copernicus satellite system has been activated to aid in coordinating Spanish rescue efforts, with neighboring European nations offering additional reinforcements. Spain's Defense Minister Margarita Robles noted earlier on Wednesday that the flooding throughout the region was an unprecedented phenomenon. Although the downpour subsided in Spain's central east on Wednesday, weather officials cautioned that the rains were shifting northeast toward the Catalonia region. Weather warnings have been issued across other parts of the country as well, advising residents to prepare for flooding and seek shelter. While several factors contribute to flooding, climate change is increasing the likelihood of extreme rainfall by warming the atmosphere. Weather researchers have identified a gota fria as the probable cause of this intense rainfall, a natural weather event that impacts Spain in autumn and winter when cold air descends onto warmer Mediterranean waters. However, scientists told the BBC that rising global temperatures have led to these clouds carrying more rain. With every fraction of a degree of fossil fuel warming, the atmosphere can hold more moisture, resulting in heavier rainfall, explained Dr. Friederike Otto from Imperial College London, who leads an international team studying the influence of warming on events like this. There's no doubt that these explosive downpours were intensified by climate change. Since the industrial era, the world has already warmed by around 1.1 degrees Celsius, and temperatures will continue to climb unless governments worldwide make significant emissions cuts.